everyone in the comment section, everyone on the panel. I greet everybody. I guess I've taken my time within the past few days or even weeks, analyzing what has been going on and everything. And more confect be àkíyèsí wa sí nǹkankan, because I missed the whole interview from VDM, from Madam Iyabo Ojo and everything. Mo ti fi style jókòó and try to analyze it even beyond what everybody has been saying. And coupled to every time I want to give submission. Anything I say is my personal opinion, and it is what I feel based on what has been going on. This is a social discourse, and opinions would definitely be given. If you are into ban follow, maybe sometimes when nígbà tí kíni corona yẹn end nígbà yẹn and everything, during my submission, I said something. I said, justice for Mobad 1.0 OT end. That another version is going to start again. I remember saying it. That okay, corona is not going to be the end of it. Something is still going to happen. And with this that has been going on with VDM and everything, it was just like a justification, because I knew this whole thing is not just going to go down like that. I knew it was not going to go down like that. I knew it. And now that medically, legally, with the corona inquest and everything, it has been proven that nobody by this guy, that it is just a case of medical negligence, which is what most of us have seen and have analyzed over the past 1 year. I feel now it is now coming to light what exactly led to the death of this guy. Not like, because when the whole thing about justice for Mobad, just like Iyabo Ojo said in one of those interview that was being played, even when this whole thing started, justice for Mobad is not about who by this guy alone. It is about those who bullied him, who made his life miserable, and everything. That was what the old justice for Mobad was all about. It wasn't, even if there has been proof that it is this person that by this guy, be it the wife or anybody they want to have made the victim, people will still talk about those bully videos that we all saw. So let us put that on one side. But nígbà tí mo ti ń ro kíní yìí and everything, pẹ̀lú gbogbo nǹkan tó ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀, very dark man, the Malians and everything, I went back to series of interviews and communication from the parents of this guy themselves. And anything I say is my own opinion, and what I feel is this. And I came up with this point, which is the fact that, see, those close to Mobad, his family, his father, his mother, maybe his wife, and people close to him, they knew that something was going to happen to that guy. Maybe it is not death, maybe it's not, but they knew something was going to happen to that guy. Sooner or later, they knew something was coming for that guy. Because if you listen to Iya Mobad in one of our interview, one commercial láti lọ ṣe kíní kan, they knew something bad was. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tí Yorùbá máa ń sọ wípé bí a pé ikú ń bọ́mọ rìn ọmọ òfúnra, they knew something was going to happen to that guy. And that gives me the reason why Jose was not surprised. He was not really moved the day they told him he heard the news of the death of that guy. Because our takoko follow kini yi. If you go and check Josie's interview from the beginning, not nígbà tó wó wọlé, from the beginning, the first thing he said, which even Mama Mo confirmed to, was when he told Mama Mo nígbà tó wà l'Express yẹn wípé ọmọ yìí ti kú, he said ikú owó ló pa. These are things that we need to pay attention to. Ikú owó ló pa. Let us move to when he got to the house. You went upstairs in your own word, Egba kitchen wọlé, ó lọ sókè, lọ síbi tẹ́ máa ń jókòó sí. Then you saw pool of blood, you came downstairs, you saw the embalmed body, and the next thing was, ọjọ́ tá bá rí bínibí ń wọlé, ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ gbé ká lọ sin. I'm not saying maybe they have a hand in his death or anything, but you know ṣọmọ wípé nǹkan téèyàn bá expect ni ò kí ń yàyàn lẹ́nu. Nǹkan téèyàn bá expect ni ò kí ń yà lẹ́nu, because they knew something is wrong with this guy. They knew something. This guy is hiding from something terrible, because what exactly is that thing? Only mo try láti figure out me till you get. That thing to which Mobad was protecting his parents from. That thing that he was protecting his wife and his child from. That thing he was protecting his siblings and everyone around him from. What exactly is that thing? Do you think it is just mo kúrò ní record label, mo fẹ́ change manager me change manager me? Is that it? Is that just it? Mo fẹ́ change manager, me change manager. Is that the reason why they keep beating him up and down, keep bullying him, both within and outside Nigeria? Is that the reason? I think there might be more to it, which even the wife might not know, even the parents might not know. Ẹni tó wà nù nǹkan ló mọ nǹkan tó ń lé wọn. I just believe there is more to what that guy was sharing with people. Let's put that aside. Do you know that of everything that happened to Mobad, the bullying, the everything, the cancellation and everything, this guy said everything. He made the general public know everything he was going through. But we didn't listen to him, because we found pleasure and solace in his oppressor then. Each and every one of us were Malians. We were enjoying the music. So it was what they were doing wrong didn't matter to anybody. It didn't matter to anybody. Just the same thing these so-called Rattels are doing. Just the same thing these so-called Josie supporters are doing. Since they like this person, we can't pay attention to it. We give justifications for even their wrongdoings. Not until that video came out, and that coupled with the fact that that guy was dead, that was why people paid attention to it. Had it been those bullying videos came out, it surfaced online, and Mobad was still alive, most people will not pay attention to it. They will come out, they will whitewash it, they will call everybody, they will twist and manipulate everybody, make us feel like that guy was truly insane. That was what they are going to do. Because some of these videos don't circulate, that one pay attention and say, Mobad released them himself. But we didn't pay attention to it because most of us then liked the Malians. And let us say something. If we want to go about it, and I've also been critically analyzing things and everything, videos of Yabo Joe from day one till this our last video, I didn't see one place I've not seen any video. I might be wrong, oh. If anybody has it, you can post it and tag me. I've not seen anywhere in any of her video where she said people should cancel Malian music. I didn't see any place Yabo just said it. But I've seen videos, and I guess most of us or all of us would have seen the video where VDM, he was the one. He was the first person who said people should cancel Malian music. He was the one. He was the one through his platform and everything, his voice, his rattle and everything, who first said people should cancel Malian music. Even if not them do them, I be no be them do them, then suppose cancel them, make people no hear them again. He said it. Let that be on record. Let them put that on record. Let that be on the side. Number two, which I want us to know is this. And this has to do with VDM and even the Nigerian police. And even the CP Uche that has been mentioned and everything. I want us to carefully think about this, analyze it, and when I say what I'm about to say, go back and listen to VDM's video. When VDM did one of this is live that he did last for Yabo Ojo, and he was explaining how coincidentally he went to the police office, NCC Kinekon office the day Yabo Ojo was there with them, Naira Marley. He said something in his own word. He said he went there to go and report a case of 650 million naira. That he didn't know they were there. That he just went there and coincidentally to go and report a case of 650 million naira. Coincidentally, he saw Naira Marley. That was what he said. Now, let us ask ourselves a question. The case which VDM said he went to go and report, he didn't say he went with someone to go and report. He said he went there to report. He went to go and report a case of 650 million naira. In what capacity? The case he went to go and report for the 650 million naira, is it his own personal case? Or a case that has to do with a third party? And is he a legal personnel, or in what capacity is VDM now going to report third party cases to the Nigerian police? He said that. And that made me put one or two things together. And I start to be corrected. The case to which they invited Kesolo Yabo Ojo for me, this is my own opinion, and I stand to be corrected. That case was being orchestrated by VDM using that office. Because it said something that they give them case well, which means he was the one who orchestrated the whole case on behalf of Naira Marley, Samilari, and the likes. And that was the reason he was present in the interrogation room. Because he was the one who took the case to them. So there was no reason why they cannot tell him not to be there, because no report to case. Because if you listen to even Yabo Ojo, the first day she went, they told Naira Marley was not around. The second day, the third day. You cannot go and drop a petition to the police, report a case to the police, and finally when they invite the person who you wrote a petition against, you are not available. He is the one in that office. Because I just heard it when he said like, oh, he went to go and report the case of 650 and they give them case well. So which means that was his soft place. Now office where him they go very well. They know him there very well. He gives them cases very well. And that was why He was the one, through his influence and connection, was why that petition from Naira Marley went to that office directly. Because you would have asked yourself, why not another office? Then if you go further, if you now marry it with the life of Iyabo Ojo, when she said they reported a case in Lagos State against VDM, but CP Uche said they should transfer that case to his office in Abuja. Now the question you need to ask yourself is, why does every case that has to do with VDM in this context goes to the office of CP Uche? Why? Why? So it simply means he has a preferential treatment in that office. And we understand how most of these things works in Nigeria with the police. Once you become maybe an informant or somebody who can give them information or jobs or this thing, they bring you in, they make you one of their own. And that was the reason that Officer Sulaiman, in his wisdom, was begging Madam Iyabo Ojo to make peace with VDM. Because that officer knows that the one who is orchestrating everything beneath is VDM. And for you to know that I am not done with what I'm saying, VDM, go and watch that is live very well, recording again. He now said it himself that when he was speaking with Iyabo Ojo's lawyer, that even them Naira Marley does not want to even take the case up like that. But he was the one saying that, no, make them no agree, make them take the case up. So you can see that from the arrest of Kesolo to that of Iyabo Ojo to the WhatsApp group and everything was being orchestrated by VDM. And just because of one thing, the only thing he wants to do is to bring Iyabo Ojo down to her knees. He doesn't care about the Malians or anything. What he wanted was to come out to the public the same way he was emphasizing on and make Iyabo Ojo come talk. She begged Malians. He also wanted that very bad. He wants to come out and say like, oh, me and Iyabo Ojo don't see. She they beg me. That was what he wanted. He was just using this old Malian kinikon to get to Iyabo Ojo because he wants that vindication. He wants it so bad. And his pain is because he couldn't get that through Iyabo Ojo. He tried the whole way to manipulate, because putting himself in that case of Naira Marley, he wants to act like the Messiah. He will be the one to go and instigate them, Naira, to say like, then on this side, he wants to appear to be like the angel, providing solace, providing a soft landing for Iyabo Ojo. All he wanted was for Iyabo Ojo to come out and say, oh, the old case in the police, thanks to VDM and kinikon. That was what this guy wanted. But because Iyabo Ojo didn't do it, didn't give him what he wanted, because if you listen to his chat, he keep referencing, make she come out, come talk with him, we talk. Make she come out, come talk with him, we talk. If there's a conversation between two persons and the other person refused to say what you guys discussed, why can't you come out and say this is what we discussed? But he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. What they were trying to do was to push that woman to the wall. He wants his own personal vindication. That was all he wanted. The old WhatsApp, we are releasing something, it is nothing. Saying, releasing things of the WhatsApp group, he knows the kind of person Iyabo Ojo is. That she's the one who wants to protect everybody and do this thing. And that was why they felt like if we keep pushing this woman, now ask yourself, okay, the old group, the old WhatsApp he came out with, in what way, as that group, the chat he released and everything, in what way has it vindicated Naira Marley or Sam Larry in any way? No way. And one thing is, most of the things these people are discussing in this group are things that are being discussed in every social media space, from Twitter to Instagram to Facebook to TikTok. It is what people have been discussing every day. So you don't need a WhatsApp group to discuss about the nurse. What if those people, in fact, I can say that the information, those people in that WhatsApp group, they don't have any information that even we on this TikTok space that we have. On this TikTok space, we've seen people, it is on this TikTok space that people were contributing money to release Prime Boy, Spending, and the nurse. Imagine if in that group they've discussed this, to bail either Prime Boy or Spending or even the nurse. What would VDM have said? What would he have said? So he would have said like, oh, you now even say now themselves go bail the old people where police call suspects. He would have changed the narrative. He didn't get it. And everything that has happened to the Malian music in total, VDM created over 60% of it. Over 60% of it, VDM was the cause of it. Because this guy was part of those people who started pushing the narrative that Liam looks like Sam Larry. It was this VDM. And for everything VDM has done, this Naira Marley and his good people have in one way or the other fell into his trap, which is what they are doing presently again. Tabanika Sotoro, if truth be told, anybody, see, if Naira Marley and the Malian music are down today, they need to go and check it. They caused it themselves. They caused it themselves. If they are down today, general public, Abi Iyabo Ojo or anybody to cause no problem is less than 20%. Most of the things to be what they thought were relevant and everything, they caused it themselves with their gangsterism style. The day to which on September 12 that they announced the demise of Mobad, on the 13th, Naira posted a video of him dancing. He posted a video of he dancing. He can't say like he wasn't aware that Mobad has passed. Do you think like by posting that, okay, what do you think the public are going to see to that? Forget the bullying. Let us remove, let us erase the old bullying video. A former signing of yours passed. The whole world, the whole Nigeria were talking about it. The whole social media space was agog and busy with the news of his demise. And as the former record label boss, irrespective of anything, the best you can do in that moment was to post a video of you dancing. No, now, if you want to blame people for your downfall, first you need to blame yourself. That was one. Number two, nobody should erase that voice note of Sam Larry that came out, only if they want to say it is AI. But even Sam Larry has acknowledged that that was truly his voice, but it was from a long time. All stations said to, once it basing, no case to answer. Not hundreds, not thousands, but millions of people, not just in Nigeria, all over the world, listened to that audio. It went viral. Naira Marley, you ask yourself, be sincere with yourself. A boy just died mysteriously, even if he had and the next thing that is coming, the voice note or the audio conversation that is coming out from your own close associates is, once it be seen, all stations settled, no case to answer. What message do you think that is going to pass to the public? Let us be sincere with ourselves. Because when I listen to these people talk, the way VDM bring their case to the public, it's just as if like people just woke up and just decide to cancel these people and just wicked them for no reason, as if they did nothing. They were the architect of their own downfall. Let us move it forward. When the whole case of DNA was going on, DNA this, DNA that, the whole social media space was agog of DNA. What did Naira Marley and his co-Malians did? They went to release the single, Tani Baba Baby, DNA don't enter, Tani Baba Baby. All of these things, don't you know that it does it doesn't and just watch you show your tantrums like a child on the social media space. You were doing your thing. People were pointing accusing fingers at you the same way they were pointing, some people were pointing at the wife, the same way some people were pointing sheer irresponsibility at the father. So nobody should come within the social media space and think like one person is the victim. Nobody was not dragged. The same way they were dragging Naira Marley, Sam Larry, they dragged the wife, they dragged the father, they dragged all the siblings. So for somebody to come out and whitewash it, as if like, oh, these people were angels, they were innocent. From the beginning, from the onset, there is no member of the public who, in all honesty, said Naira Marley or Sam Larry killed this guy. Nobody said it. But it was the videos that were coming out, the everything that were coming out. It was the analysis everybody, including VDM, made from day one. His own video is there. Did he come out, or has he come out till today to come and hold responsibility first that I am sorry that I misled the general public? No, but he wants to put his own wrongdoing now on another person. Like, oh, just as if like, oh, Nayabo just start time, Nayabo do this. No. I can even say that some of us have even started the old Justice for Mobad crusade on social media before the likes of even Iyabo Ojo and even the family and the wife joined. Justice for Mobad was an organic movement. Nobody called anybody, say, can't join, can't do this, can't do that. There was no group, there was nothing. You come online, maybe on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram, you see people talking about it, then you join. That was how it was from the beginning. It wasn't like maybe anybody was supporting this person or supporting that. No. Every one of us were united against that bullying. That was what brought everybody together. Not even the demise of Mobad. It was those videos we all saw pé kò yẹ kán ṣèyàn báyìí náà, kò yẹ kó rí báyìí náà, kí ni ò wá léèlé tó yìí, kò yẹ kán nà báyìí náà, kò yẹ kán ṣe báyìí náà. That was what brought everybody together. But today, you can see one person removing himself, acting like Angel Gabriel, like, oh no, me I don't do am. Now some people tell me say I don't do am. No. Neither Iyabo Ojo nor Sam Clef nor anybody in that WhatsApp group did anything that made me, Oluwatosin, stand for justice for Mobad. It was my own discretion. It was my own thinking and thoughts, like this thing should not be like this. But someone standing and talking as if like, oh, everybody speaking about justice for Mobad today are doing so because of the impact of what Iyabo Ojo did. No, we've been doing our thing. But what most of us were doing was just talking. I can saw Lori social media space. It was Iyabo Ojo, Tonto Dike, Sam Clef, and the likes. They were the people who put life into this thing called justice for Mobad. Because she was the one with these people through a foundation, went to the Lagos State House of Assembly, went to the Nigerian Police Force, wrote to the necessary authority for the body to be exhumed, for autopsy to be conducted, and everything. So if not for anything, if anybody wants to shame or downgrade this lady, first you must give her flowers for her impact. Because she and those secret WhatsApp group, as this guy wants to claim, are the ones who took the necessary steps and put life into this thing. So, but these people change everything, and they are trying to like whitewash, clean these people as if they did no wrong. That's not it. And I'm glad that by now, what VDM has done, and that is why this guy keep making video about this case and everything, it is because he's not making any headways. And he doesn't want to accept the fact that he has lost on this cause. He has lost. He doesn't want to agree or come to terms with the reality. At first, he was hiding it. So far, why I raise them up? Now, because everybody don't forget, I want this justice. It took just some few days for this guy to come out and say, like, now, in his own statement, he said now he knows that now it is very obvious to everybody that he brought the old justice for Mobad case back to whitewash and exonerate Naira Marley. Just imagine, after roaming about, lying to everybody, lying to his gullible followers, they won't forget them, they won't put them for the nurse head, they won't put them for prime boy head, they won't shaking it, going about that what he wanted, his own goal was to exonerate Naira Marley and Sam Larry. That is not bad. It's not a bad thing to do. It's not a bad thing to do. In a situation like this, it is normal for people, individuals, even celebrities, they employ PR to rebrand their image, to do it. But are you doing it the right way? No. If you want to do it, you can't do it. You think it is that, he thinks it is that is his own style, whereby like for him to rise, somebody has to come down. That's his own style. For him to rise, somebody has to come down. But in this case, I know that he never knew. And honestly, even me as a person, I didn't know that the support base, the fan base, or the love for Iyabo Ojo is as massive as this. I didn't know. I didn't know, honestly. Because I just felt like, Iyabo Ojo, yeah. But I didn't think that fan base strong like this. Because this is like the time, if you are claiming you're a celebrity, you're a fan base, you are claiming, this is the time that it is situations like this that you can use to test and say like, my fan base is really strong, our fan base me duro. It is time like this whereby like there is an agenda to pull you down and your fan base are saying no, it's not possible. Because even before Iyabo Ojo came out to do that alive, I can tell you, for every one video VDM does, there are like over 20, 30 people doing counter videos. Different people. Over 20, 30 people from Instagram to Facebook to TikTok. Different people debunking through the lives of this guy. It is not as if like saying, when this thing happen, Iyabo Ojo can't call me. Or maybe like, I don't talk to Iyabo Ojo. Now our own version be this. No. Just analysis from what VDM says, and people will replay that video of Nkanto Soleleyi, Nkanto Soteleleyi, and they'll put it together. They'll tell you like Iro lo pase, ito so yi ironi. Before Iyabo Ojo came out, I don't know if VDM had dragged anybody and the support has been this strong. I don't know if it don't happen before. For every one video, VDM was receiving over 20 back to back. There are some people today, they were releasing like 4 or 5 videos back to back. And these are not people who maybe in any way we've seen with Iyabo Ojo, or maybe they are associate of Iyabo Ojo or anything. Even in the midst of all of this, and that's one thing to like, is the fact that it is not as if like anybody coming out to speak for Iyabo Ojo, they are not an associate at all. Because if they are associate, people you would have said like, oh, now people when they close to him, then they together. It were just new random people coming out debunking the old lies. And that alone was giving this guy pressure back to back to back. This is the first time in the history of VDM since he came to limelight that he will tell Nigerians that he has evidence and he cannot release the evidence in full. In the case of Bobrisky, people who remember then, when the whole thing, when people were even saying like, it's okay, he made sure he released the whole voice recording as a whole. He released everything that has to do with files. He released everything with Falana. Why is it that it is only in this case, this guy is not releasing the evidence that he's saying will bring everybody down? Because when he wanted to start with this old group chat, this WhatsApp secret chat as he will call it, he said he has evidence that would expose those wake by Mobad, and everything they did to change the narrative is going to expose everything. He has the evidence. Why is it that as of today, this guy, do you know that it is Nigerians now that are begging this guy that please now release this evidence. Please, we want to see this evidence. And as of today, there is no evidence anywhere. In his last post, where he think he can stir up something again, was to post the place where Iyabo Ojo said a private DNA has been done. You will, if you've been following this case for close to 2 years or even over a year, and you have sense, so I mean you have common sense, ordinary common sense, nobody will come and tell you that the case of the DNA is settled. You don't need anybody. I don't need Wunmi to come and tell me. I don't need anybody to tell me anything. But if you have common sense, you will know that truly the case of the DNA has been settled. And that is why even Josie has refused to come up with to do the DNA. It is only common sense. Because for somebody like Iyabo Ojo to put a reputation, everything, stick and neck out. Do you think it's easy to stick a neck out, to stand by this girl, even in the midst of the old bass dragging and everything? For her to stand by that person, she has seen a conviction. So if by now anybody has common sense, for me to be standing of the fact that if it's sure for you, make we go do them legally for court. Ma jẹ́ ká lọ ṣe ní corner. Gbogbo ètò wa ń bẹ̀bẹ̀ pé tá bá ti ṣe kán wá pa mí sílé máa. No, jẹ́ ká lọ ṣe. To even know the condition these people are giving, the only thing that is causing this delay for this DNA, as far as I am concerned, and the information out there, is the fact that Josie does not want Wunmi to do her own separately. He wants to be the only person. Ibi tó ń bá ti ṣe, òun nìkan ló ti ṣe. But Wunmi, through her lawyer and everybody, I say like, I don't mind if you want to do in 10 places. I agree with you. If you want to go and do in Australia, do in US, do in Jamaica, do in China, I agree with you. The only thing I want is, I also want to do my own. If truly it's not as if like maybe you have a plan or anything you are hiding, why won't you agree to it? If it is not as if like there is something that you want to, maybe like you want to change and manipulate the results. This girl has said, okay, there is no problem. If you say you want to go and do in UI, you want your pathologist to do, there's no problem. But I also want to do my own. So what's the big deal in that? Why is Josie not? But he knows already. And I'm very, very sure even his legal team would have told him the implication of this thing he's doing. Because need a court to
Mr. Tosin, ẹ má bínú sáà pé mo dárò ọmọ ilé ẹnu. Ṣé a lè gbé Josie jàǹtìrọ ni? Ṣé a lè gbé jàǹtìrọ ni ká lọ ṣe kan tá fẹ́ ṣe ni?
See, the thing is, and that is why I want us to all think deep about this whole case. To some of us, long time ago when I came out and said like, like there's nothing like justice for Mobad again. People felt like, no, but if you look at it critically, you know that there is nothing like awa tí ó kàn là ń wá justice látilẹ̀. Awa tí ó kàn, awa tá a ṣe kíni kan, awa là ń wá justice látilẹ̀. To those who are in it, gangan tó kàn, it wasn't about justice for them. It is about making somebody the victim of the death of this guy, to whose benefit? And that's the question you need to ask yourself. If Wunmi had gone down for this crime and everything, who benefits the most? If truly it is a propaganda to bring Naira down, to shake it down, if they bring Naira down, ask yourself, how does it benefit Wunmi in any way? How? Because the honest truth is, if you're thinking about the financial aspect and royalties and everything, Naira is more beneficial for Wunmi as a free man than being locked up. So now the thing is, the whole agenda for like almost 2 years is to make the wife the victim. The sudden reason within this past few weeks, why everything, the whole fire now is on Iyabo Ojo, is because of just one thing. Because the coroner inquest vindicated Omowumi. That's just it. That is just it. That's just it. Had it been part of the submission of the magistrate in Ikorodu was that the wife also should be prosecuted for maybe negligence, or duty of care or anything, we will not be hearing this noise. You will not hear this noise. So the question you now need to ask yourself again is, who wants Omowumi to go down for this thing by fire, by force? Who? If Omowumi should go down, who benefits the most? These are the questions. These are just the critical questions I want us to ask ourselves. And that is why, like, from day one, there has been an agenda, there has been a motive. The old father-in-law going on radio, going on TV, I hate her, I this, trying to paint this young girl bad in the eyes of the general public. There was a motive. There is a motive. If you are saying it is about WhatsApp group, kiniko, that was where they were planning everything against Naira Malian and the likes. Do you know that there is also a WhatsApp group till today? As I'm talking to you, till today, this very moment, there is still a WhatsApp group where the only thing they are discussing in those WhatsApp group is how to bring Omowumi down. There is still a WhatsApp group till today, till this very moment that we are discussing. That WhatsApp group, the only mission and agenda of that WhatsApp group is to bring Omowumi down and make her the victim of this. And ask yourself, you and I know, who is that one person that is in that group that we all know? Jose is in that group. Is in all of those groups. From the critical thinkers to the everyone they have been Gurexi and the likes, which the likes of York and the likes they have. Jose is always there. What do they discuss in that group? The only thing they discuss in that group is to bring Omowumi down. The group where they make Bukky Jesse their Iron Lady and everything, that WhatsApp group, that group that you have Rich Grace, that you have York, that you have all of them. The groups that you've had Crunch Queen, Chairman, Aries and the likes in the past. The WhatsApp group being chaired by Olori Ebi, Onile and his people. What do they discuss in that group? What are they discussing? Is it not to bring Omowumi down? And they are still on it. So there has always been an agenda from day one to bring Omowumi down. And since they could not get that, now that they know that Omowumi is off the hook, gbogbo nǹkan tó gbé, gbogbo ọwọ́ tó gbé pátá, wọ́n ti rí pé gbogbo ẹ ti já sófo. Now they need another person. And I will not be surprised if tomorrow they spring up another narrative connecting another person into this thing again. Because now that they failed with Omowumi and they failed with Iyabo Ojo, it is not going to end here. They are still going to do their best to come up with another narrative again. Because now that the whole agenda of arrest Iyabo Ojo did not work, and now VDM has stirred up the whole case, the whole talk surrounding the bullying again. What exactly is the hope of these people? What exactly is the fate of these people? Do you even know how the mindset of average Nigerian works? I've said it before, maybe here or on Amitabella. If even if Iyabo should come out, make 10 videos, start explaining to Nigerians, Naira Marley ò mọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀, Sam Larry ò bully ẹ̀, gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́rí yẹn AI ni, irọ́ ni, kíníkan. Nigerians are not going to believe. Nigerians are not going to believe. The only thing that can whitewash Naira Marley and Sam Larry is they will come out and apologize to Mobad. See, the justice to which Mobad wants, if by now you are not feeling this thing spiritually, if you are not feeling it and you are not seeing it, is the fact that Mobad wants these people to own up and confess to the wrongs they did to him. That is what he wants. They need to own up. But they've played this old shenanigans, it is not going to work. It is never going to work. Not in a society like Nigerians where people are so sentimental and judgmental. Nigerians are judgmental. And once they judge you, they see you in a certain light. Baba, it will take beyond one person to do PR to do anything for you. If you like, throw free concerts. Nigerians will come. It is those people who come to that place that will still go back online and still go and type rubbish. First, you will need to apologize to Mobad. You apologize to his wife. You apologize to his child. Apologize to his family. Apologize to Nigerians. That is where true forgiveness can come from. But for the fact that maybe you own up to it, one person should go and bring a video where no. Àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ ekere nìyẹn. If Naira Marley did not connive with Sam Larry for him to bully or to beat that guy up and down, then Naira Marley will be the one to come and explain and tell Nigerians. Tell his family, tell Imolenizations, Mobad supporters and lovers that I was never in support of this guy being beaten, being harassed, or being molested in any way. You need to come out or either apologize or exonerate yourself. That thing VDM is telling Iyabo Ojo to come and do, it is not Iyabo Ojo, it is you. But if that no happen, I don't know how it's going to work. The internet never forget. The video is going to be there for a very, very long time. It's going to be there and it will keep coming back to haunt you. You think, it's those things that you do. Don't forget Nigerians. In the next 1 month, they will forget. They will say another thing. They will talk about it. How far? It is almost 2 years. By now, you should see that there is, no matter who you bring, nobody can whitewash this thing. You will do it yourself. You will do it yourself. Taking it up, maybe legally, that has to do with maybe the family, and that's why you need to settle with them. Let bygone be bygone. Take charge of how to ensure this guy is given a befitting burial. do a concert in his memory to honor his legacy. There are a whole lot of things Naira can do to clean himself. But the likes of Kemi Olunloyo, who is unstable, who will come this morning, say one thing, go in the evening, say another thing. Imagine saying Iyabo Ojo is not in Canada, she's in apartments in Banana Island. Is this the person you're putting out there to go and do PR for you? Is it VDM that you are putting out there to go and do? He can't do it. Just imagine. Eleyi oti go beyond. I wish these guys can do this whole thing, even if not for himself. If you ask me, it is not for himself. Me, I'm not really concerned about Naira Marley like that. I'm so much concerned about that young boy Zinoliski. Because that guy is also a victim of all of this that is happening. He's also a victim of it. They just need to put this whole thing together. Going through the police, we are still talking about one bullying, Lori Street. Now, etun lolopa, etun finish intimidation, etun finish bullying. It's just as if like everything people are saying you are doing, directly or indirectly, you are always like proving people wrong that yes, we did do them. Nigerians are still saying like, oh, you bully this person. You are still trying to let people know that no, we didn't bully this boy. The next thing you are going to do, which you want to do again, trying to prove yourself, is to use the police to intimidate and bully and harass another person again. Nigerians sees beyond all of these things. And for the fact that maybe you don't come out and talk, that is why, like, for now, you've proven to Nigerians now that you are someone who always acts behind the scene, and there are other people doing your job. Because in this whole Iyabo Ojo's case, he hasn't come out to say anything, rather than throwing subtle jabs on the internet. Ekoduma Bonle. These whole things are not helping you in the face of Nigerians. It is not helping you. Wọ́n ní pé wọ́n dẹ kíní kan kó tán láwo ó sì tún gbọ́n kíní kan wọ́n dẹ èkúrú kó tán láwo ó tún gbọ́n tọwọ́ ẹ̀ sílẹ̀. This whole thing is not going to work. You sitting behind the scene, using VDM, using Lizzie, using Kemi Olunloyo to do your dirty distance, it's not going to work. Because if by now, which is very, very obvious, which VDM has also agreed to, that he is actually playing your script, is doing everything to whitewash you, and you are just behind the scene, not saying anything, let it now prove it to us that it is not in same light that you were behind the scene watching Naira Marley beat and bully this boy. Because this whole thing is not making any sense. I really wish, people can look beyond what has happened in the past, look beyond all the flaws, and people can just move on. It is what it is already. And she along dáríjì wá. So what's there like we cannot forgive and move on? But in this situation, it's just as if like, no, it's not that. You're just like acting as if like nǹkan wà tó jẹ́ pé ẹ ti gbẹ́kànlé pé ẹ má worry o déètì báyìí on Nigerians ẹ má gbàgbé, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work in any way. So this whole agenda, Iyabo Ojo and everything, he has also failed the same way the agenda failed on Omowumi. And the biggest loser in all of this till tomorrow, who will continue to be the biggest loser, is going to be Josie. Because not alone has he ruined his own reputation, not alone has he tried the best he can to ruin the reputation of Mobad, the reputation of that young innocent boy Liam, the reputation of Omoumi, the reputation of Adura, the reputation of Iya Mobad, the reputation of Blessing. Not only has he ruined the reputation of all members of his family, even that his own name, that's their son himself, he has ruined it. Because I don't see any sensible person, forget all these social media talks or anything, that wants to have anything to do with that family. Nobody. Because if he sits as a father in his own closet alone,